The following is a paid program. Talk 103.7 WTIP and Cable Channel 7 welcome you into Financially Speaking with Jim Taunton. Find us live on radio, TV, the IBX Media app, and on YouTube. Just search Financially Speaking NC or get the link at WTIPFM.com. The opinions expressed in this show are for general informational purposes only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine what investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial, or tax advisor prior to investing. Securities and investment advisory services are offered through Genois Wealth Management Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Now, here is your host for Financially Speaking, certified financial advisor, Jim Taunton.
Hello and welcome to Financially Speaking. Jim Taunton here. I am your host for the next 30 minutes. And I hope you'll be glad you joined when it's all said and done. I know I'll be glad that you joined. It wouldn't be much of a show without an audience, would it? Been doing this 31 years, believe it or not. And obviously I wouldn't be doing it now if I didn't enjoy it, because I don't need to do it. But I do love to talk with people about things that are important to them and also share information that I have put together, assimilated. And keep in mind, it is a listener participation program, which simply means we love to have you call. The number here is 561-TALK, 561-8255. And you can call me with a financially related question about anything. Just give me a call and I'll chime in. I really do have some good information to give you tonight. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to play a 1-minute excerpt from a previous program, beginning of this month, actually. And I guess brag a little bit, it's a little self-serving, but, I miss them and sometimes I'll hit them. And that one I hit. So stay tuned during the break and give me a call. When you call in with a question, by the way, your name goes into the drawing for the Dinner Fattuta Antavola, wonderful local restaurant to eat, whether it be lunch or dinner. And I'll even pay the tip, by the way. So you call in with a question, chance to win something. There's not another program I know of that's like that. Normally you have to call in and answer a question to win something. So give me a call, 561-8255, and we'll be back in 2 minutes.
Aiden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates, low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Aiden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Aiden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
Welcome back to Financially Speaking. Jim Taunton here, your host, and I did not get a notification. I don't believe. Let me take a quick look. Nope. Evidently, we did not have anybody call in. sad state of affairs there. But you can call in anytime during the program, interrupt the monologue, please, and I'll talk to you about whatever you think is important enough to call me with a question about. I'm going to play an excerpt, again, of a program that aired on May 1st. I want you to get the dates right, and you'll understand why I'm airing it. I said this on May 1st on the program, and I'm totally transparent on this program about what I'm thinking and telling people about markets and money and planning and whatnot. So my feet can be held to the fire. And I said this, and I meant it, and I was adamant about it. And I want you to see that. Keep in mind that this past Monday, the 12th of May. Now this show I'm going to send you or play you the 1 minute excerpt from was aired on May 1st. So 11 days later, there was an announcement made that Trump and China had come to the table. They had negotiated over the weekend and had come to an agreement. And Monday, the market took off like a rocket, and it was up significantly. And it's been actually a pretty positive week. It was up today. And the hits keep on coming because I'm going to talk about some other things that have been accomplished as well. But I want you to listen to what I said 11 days prior to this announcement. I'm trying. Here we go. Oh, wait just a minute. I've got to do something. I have to disconnect this phone from my hearing aids. I was hearing it in my hearing aids, but that would do you absolutely no good whatsoever. Okay, let's do that. And let's do this. And let's try it again. China is hurting. Their economy is imploding. China needs us much more than we need them. So they are going to come to the table. There's no doubt about that in my mind. They are going to come to the table, and I think it'll be within the next 45 to 60 days. And when they make an announcement that China has come to the table, we've negotiated, we have an agreement, this market that we're in now will explode, literally. It will go up like gangbusters. This is why you don't get out of markets. You don't know when these things are occurring. You don't know all the winds. Okay. And China is hurting. That was on my show on May 1st. And it happened much faster than I anticipated. I said within 45 to 60 days, I felt like there would be an announcement that an agreement had been reached. And it was 11 days later. And the market did go up like gangbusters. And, what I call that, this is what I say. Even a blind hog will find a corn cob once in a while. I was right about that one. And I don't mind putting myself out there. That's what this program is partially about, really, is, Jim making statements about things, and my feet can be held to the fire. I also said the Fed was going to lower rates. The past meeting, the meeting in May, and they did, or April, and they did not lower rates. I was wrong about that one, but they should have lowered rates. I mean, there's absolutely no reason why we're not lowering rates right now. I mean, the Fed rate is significantly higher than the 2-year Treasury. And that shouldn't be, because they're both short end rates. So they should be very close together, and they're not presently. The Fed keeps saying that they're afraid, inflation is going to rear its ugly head, and they don't want to, get behind the ball. But they're fighting a phantom, as the numbers would indicate currently. They're fighting a phantom. Now, here's a good example. Yesterday, the PPI, Producer Price Index, was released, and it showed that the Producer Price Index went down 0.5%. Now, economists had predicted that the PPI was going to go up 0.3%. Up 3 versus down 5. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So there was an 80 basis point differential between what economists had predicted and what actually transpired. So I guess we could say the economists can't hit the broadside of a barn. Economists remind me of the weatherman on television. He can predict the weather maybe for the next 3 hours, but but looking beyond that, it's just hit and miss on their predictions about the weather. And the economists are the very same. They missed it terribly. And with the PPI being down, what does that mean? That means deflation. That means prices went down, not up. So we didn't have inflation, and we didn't even have disinflation. So we didn't have the inflation rate going down. We had deflation, prices going down. So, what is the Fed fighting? I mean, this right now, there's just no inflation at all. Now, I will say this. Walmart made an announcement that this month in May, and by the way, it's Thursday, May 15th. I'm sitting here live right now as we speak. But Walmart made an announcement that they were probably going to increase prices. I don't know what that means. If every item in Walmart is going to go up, who knows? But be the first price increase at Walmart due to what they're calling the tariff influence. But the only tariffs really that are in place right now is the baseline tariff of 10% that's going to remain. None of those extremely high tariffs that he made an announcement about, which is what shook everything. Hardly any of those are in place anymore. I mean, China's been given a 90-day reprieve while they continue negotiating about the ultimate deal they'll make. So, this is just not going to be a whole lot of effect. And with a 10% baseline tariff and the dollar strengthening right now, which it is, the stronger dollar will offset a 10% tariff. I don't think we'll even feel it. So I don't know what Walmart is talking about, to be honest with you. Retail sales were a little sluggish. So that would be an indicator that we need to lower rates. And look, there's been so many things going on. My head's about to explode. I mean, Trump, I don't know if he sleeps. Does he sleep? It's incredible the energy the man has at his age, really. I mean, he is jet setting around the world, meeting with all kinds of people, different countries, and getting things done, basically. It's just amazing. And I've told you on the program, I don't really like the man personally. I like policies that he promotes. for the most part. Not 100%. I don't agree with anybody 100%, but so I like the policies, but I don't like the man at all. But he's sure enough getting it done. I mean, he's fulfilling campaign promises right and left, and he's done more in the 4 months. Let's see, February, March, April, May. Yeah, he's done more in the 4 months he's been in office than the previous administration did in 4 years. Whether you like him or not, that is a fact. I mean, he made a deal in Arabia for the oil and gas companies, and I'm sure they're clicking the heels. This is multiple $billion deal here. He made a chip deal as well with Saudi Arabia, and so NVIDIA now is going to be able to ship their better chips to the Middle East. And Saudi Arabia is basically going to be the hub for AI computing for the Middle East and storage of data. And one of the reasons is their electricity is so inexpensive because they've got all the oil you could ever want lit under the ground there. And so they can generate electricity very inexpensively, and that's where these types of hubs go. They want to pay less for electricity because it takes a lot of electricity to power these massive computers that will do this. There is, you take this one with a grain of salt, but Trump says that there's kind of sort of a nuclear deal with Iran been struck, kind of, sort of. That would be great if that was the case. You know, I would hate for it to come down to Israel and the United States having to attack Iran and destroy some facilities. You just don't know where that's going to lead, but I'll certainly support it if they feel like we need to do it. No doubt about that. We do not want Iran with a nuclear weapon because they will use it. So, you know, there's another deal. He struck the mineral deal with Ukraine. And I explained last time I was on the program live, I believe, that it's not just a matter of economics. It's not just a financial deal, but because our footprint, our presence in Ukraine will be massive with this kind of deal, Russia's going to have to tread very softly about attacking Ukraine. They don't want to attack Ukraine and kill, you know, hundreds of U.S. citizens and destroy U.S. company plants and what have you. So there was an ancillary benefit to the mineral deal. All right, 6:18. Let's go to a quick mid-program break, and I'll be right back. But call me during the break. I'd rather talk to you about something you think is important to you. So call me at 561-8622. Is that right? Is that right? 561-8. Gosh, I can't remember it. It's 561-TALK. I look at your phone and do that. 561-TALK. 8255, I believe it is. Okay. We'll be right back in 2 minutes.
Aiden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates, low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Aiden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Aiden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
Hello, welcome back to Financially Speaking. Jim Taunton here, just chatting with you about current events. And I believe we did not get a caller during the break, so I'll keep going. But you can call anytime, 561-TALK, 561-8255. All right. In addition to all these deals I mentioned that have been struck or in the process, the one big beautiful bill that Trump's been talking about looks like it's going to go through Congress. We'll see if it. The House is pretty much a done deal. We'll see if the Senate passes it. And if so, it's going to permanentize some tax cuts. It's going to create some other tax benefits. And that will be an additional impetus for economic growth. If you tax it less, there will be more of it. If you tax it more, there will be less of it. It's just that simple, people. It's just that simple. Lower taxes create growth, or they spur growth in the economy. And you might say, well, instead of lowering taxes, why can't we use those taxes to attack the debt? Well, we can't do enough taxing and lowering of expenditures to do what we need to do with this national debt. We've got to grow ourselves out of that. We've got to grow the economy to the point that the tax base is increased so that we can have those additional taxes to. Oh, we have a caller. John, thanks for calling, man. I appreciate your interrupting the monologue. That's great. What can I do for you?
Well, it's been a long time since I talked to you, Mr. Taunton.
Well, I don't remember when you last talked with me, so I'll take your word for that.
Oh, man, it was about, it's some years ago. I was messing around with individual stocks, and I was talking about BP, if that tells you how long ago it was.
Okay. Yeah, got you. All right.
Go right ahead. I want to tell you, I appreciated you doing I listen to you quite regularly still. And
super. Thank you.
And instead of listening to all the hubbub on CNBC, I try to listen to some folks that aren't trying to sell something. And back when the market fell in January, I talked to my wife about it, and we started buying ETFs. And man, I poured about $60,000 in from January to about after it bottomed out. I just kept buying like $12,000 at a time. And we left it in there, man, and I was about 3 down, and now I'm like 4 up. And, I mean, it was beautiful. And it was all because of a technical chart I saw of Tom Lee, Fundstrat. He used to work for Goldman Sachs. And,
familiar with him. Yep.
You just can't listen to the fluff. You've got to have somebody like you or somebody like them that got their mind off the news of the day.
Yes, you're exactly right. You are a walking advertisement for what you should do in downturns. You should take your dry powder and put it to work. Right. And you don't sell in a downturn. Right. Unless there's some significant fundamental reason.
Excuse me. I was going to say you don't sit around and buy a single stock when you can buy ETF exchange traded fund with a low expense ratio, and
Yes.
just let it ride, man.
There you go. You did the right thing for sure.
Well,
Congratulations.
I'm sure mighty old to be learning. I'm like 58
And
years
on top
old
of-
and just learning good.
Well, it's never too late to do the right thing, is it?
Yeah, I do appreciate your show, though, man. You got it figured out for sure. I mean, as far as stable, just doing the right thing. Because I'm telling you, if you're trying to play with the market and trade it day to day, man, you're just blowing in the wind, man.
Yeah, you're right. I've never done extremely well picking individual stocks myself, and I'm in the business.
Right.
NVIDIA being the one exception. I bought that one about 3 years ago, and it's
Right.
unbelievable what it's done. But typically
Well,
not. And ETFs are, if you're doing it yourself, ETFs are not a bad way to go.
Yeah, and I was going to say that as far as that NVIDIA stock you were talking about, there's this website called Autopilot now, and the guy created a website that follows the congressman's trades, and it was all about Nancy Pelosi, man.
Oh yeah, she's outperformed Warren Buffett because she's got some inside information.
Right. She took like $5 million and turned it into $30 million in about 2 years.
Yep, because she knew what was coming.
That's right.
She'll be in jail, to be honest with you. But
well,
they're
all
in the
shouldn't be able to
process.
trade like that.
Well, they're in the process. I was about to say right now of changing the law so that congressmen, which is senators and legislative side, or the House of Representatives, none of them would be able to trade in stocks while they're in office. I think that's a great idea. So let's hope that happens. And on top of everything else, you did well. If you gave your phone number to the producer when you called in, you're in the drawing for the dinner for two and Tavola now. How about that?
Cool, man. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Hope you win, John. Thanks for calling.
Yeah,
And
thanks
for all
my
the good.
wife would like that.
Appreciate the good words.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Take care.
Yep.
All right, John, thanks so much. Good call. Very good call. The Fed's got to cut. I said they were going to cut last meeting. Thought they would. They didn't. There is no inflation right now, although, again, Walmart is about to raise some prices, so they say. So it may be we are too early to see the inflation working its way through. But right now we don't. We have deflation. So I think the Fed needs to cut, and to make sure this economy doesn't go in the toilet. I had something else, but I just don't have enough time. I was going to talk about dividend yield. I had a case this week talking to a client, and dividend yield came up, and we were looking at some things, but I just don't have time to start a new topic. But I appreciate all of you that do listen and tell me that you listen. And by the way, video clip that I played for you, I actually sent the link to that clip to all of my clients by email this week. My clients get emails from me really continuously, but market updates and other kinds of information, just touching base, things like that, the video clip. And, if you're a client of mine, I am definitely maintaining contact with you. I have music in my ear. That means I'm out of time. As always, this is Jim Taunton helping you make all of your financial decisions good ones. Good night, everybody.